What's up YouTube, Boss here, back in a video where we talk about cards, money, investing. Today I just want to do a quick video on a Probstein auction that just ended a few minutes ago, and this is a lot of 2017 Fleer Ultra PMG Red. Okay, that's all being graded by PSA, but what you see here in the title is a PSA authentic, and it's not just authentic, right? So you look at these photos here. So it says authentic altered, right? So it doesn't have a PSA grade of a 987, so on and so forth. It says altered. Now what that means for you guys who actually don't understand what's altered, which means that these cards have been, in a way, touched up before they sent to PSA. Like, if they had some white corners, so they've been touched up, or maybe ink in some instances, perhaps on the back, so they've been sent this way to PSA, and PSA realized that all these 12 cards have been altered in a particular way, and therefore decided to not issue a grade as part of their grading scale, and then have labeled them altered in their grading report. It's also said as authentic, which means that these are real cards, so these are not fake cards, but there is no grade assigned to this. Now, why is this important? So when a card is labeled as altered, as what it says, the card's been altered, means that there's some form of touch up or inking on top, so it does affect the value considerably. As when you look at a card that's a PSA 8 or PSA 9, so we can roughly get a good guess on what the value is like, using at the comps, and you can use a raw card as a benchmark. But when you have altered, the price actually changes significantly, because the number of people who actually would go for an altered card or a marked up card is actually extremely low, unless you just want to have this particular card in their PC. So, but the danger here is this: if this lot here was sold for $1,600, which is okay price, considering it's a lot of 12 PMGs, even though that all of these are not big cards aside from the Spider-Gwen. So you do have a Spider-Man 2099 there, and then you have a Spider-Woman as well as a Green Goblin. So okay, decent cards, Daredevil as well. But for $1,600, if let's say this was all entirely for your PC just to enjoy, that's fine, because you get it at a good cost base. But there is a risk that these cards may be cracked open and sold as raw, because for, like in the case of Spider-Gwen, a raw Spider-Gwen goes for about like $1,200, and some of the others, may fetch about between $50 to $100 each, right, for the rest. So for someone who intends to make money from these lot here, there is a high possibility that all of these will get cracked. Now, the one thing about this particular listing from Probstein, which I noticed, is there isn't back photos for all these 12 cards, so there is no way to tell what the serial number is in order to watch out what are the copies that may be recirculated back into the market, right, if these were to crack and resend. So if let's say you guys were going to look at the PMG Reds for 2017 for any of these characters, especially the raw cards, all right, or most likely the raw cards, right, I would pay special attention to the condition of each of these cards, right. It's going to be difficult to spot inking, especially, right, especially on the back. It's just a small inking, but it definitely will affect the value if you plan to buy any of these raw cards later on to subsequently to PSA for grading. So do be advised and do caution. I was considering to whether to make this video before the listing ended, just to put a shout out to you guys, but I decided against it, not to influence the buyers, and of course not to affect the seller. There'll be kind of like a wrongdoing for the seller for me to point this out here, although it's kind of like a public announcement. Nothing wrong with this sale, actually. $1,600 for a lot of 12. There's nothing wrong with the sale. The problem comes is, what's the intention for you with the cards after you have purchased this lot, right? If it's to keep for your PC, great. Certainly you got a bargain here for 12 PMG Reds, but if the intention is to crack and to resell as raw, that's when it's maybe potential hazard to incoming buyers. So a word of caution to a lot of people: pay attention to these characters here, save this listing in your watch list, and do watch out if you plan to purchase raw copies of this PMG Red. All right, that's just a quick one for today. All right, do like, follow, subscribe for more future Marvel content in this video. Till next one, thanks for watching, guys. Cabos out.